Alright, boys and girls, welcome to lesson 10.6, area of regular polygons. Our objective today is I can find the area of regular polygons. Now, as we get started, I want you to please use your notes to answer the following questions. Please write the answers in your notebooks. I want you to give me what is the area the formula to find the area of a parallelogram, a triangle, and a trapezoid. These are three different formulas. I'll give you a hint to start off. They should start off with A equals. Okay. I want you to write your answers in your notebook, and then I will pause the video now, write your answers, and I'll play, and I'll show you what those answers are. All right. To find the area of a parallelogram, you times base times the height. The base is the bottom of the parallelogram. The height is the tallness of the parallelogram. If you wanted to find the area of a triangle, you take the original, You take the parallelogram and you divide it in half. So you do base times height, and then divide it by 2. Another way it's often written is 1/2 times base times height. Don't forget to divide it in half. That's really important. For the area of a trapezoid, again, we divide it in half, or times it by 1/2. And then we add our base 1 and our base 2 together first, and times it by our height. So you'll notice the common trend is we have our base and height in every single one of these formulas. And in a triangle and trapezoid, we are also dividing it by 2. And remember, a parallelogram is also kind of like a rectangle, which you're familiar with the length times width formula. Very similar. Base times height just works when you start moving into these other shapes as well. Okay? Alright. Okay, the formula to find the area of a triangle is A equals 1/2 base times height, or 1/2 times base times height. So try this. If the base is 5 centimeters and the height is 12 centimeters, what is the area of the triangle? So I want you to try this on your own. I'm just going to label these numbers for you. Base equals 5, height equals 12, and your equation is 1/2 times, I'm going to write it out for you, base times height. Please go ahead and solve this now by plugging in those numbers. Okay, so if you were to plug these numbers in, it would look something like this. 1/2 times 5 for my base times 12. Well, I'm going to first do 5 times 12 is 60, and times it by 1/2, or divide it by 2, which gives me 30 centimeters. You got that right? Awesome. Give us a pat on the back. So my question for you is, what if you had 5 of these congruent triangles stuck together? What would the area of that shape be? Congruent means equal. So what if you have 5 equal triangles? Sorry, I'm trying to find my laser. There it is. 5 equal triangles all stuck together with 30 centimeters each. What would you do to find the area of that whole shape? Well, hopefully you thought in your mind that you need to multiply it. If you have 5 triangles that all have 30 centimeters, to find the entire area of the shape, you would do 5 times 30. Here's my 5, here's my 30, and it would give me 150 centimeters for the entire shape. So today's definition is, what is a regular polygon? A regular polygon is a polygon. Poly means more than one, in which all sides have the same length and all angles have the same measure. So a polygon is a shape with more than one side, which makes sense, right? Examples are triangles, are polygons, squares. Let's see, what else? Same sides, we have rhombuses, parallelograms, rectangles, pentagons, which are 5. Oops, let's see if I can draw a pentagon. Excuse me. excuse me, sorry. A pentagon is 5 sides. A hexagon, which would be, these are so hard to draw off the top of my head here, 6 sides. Ugh! And they're all the same length, right? So all these sides are the same length. Obviously, I'm not very good at this. Octagon would have 8 sides. I'm just going to start writing the names. A decagon has 10 sides. Okay, so this one has 8. This one has 10. This one is 6. That's a hexagon. And a pentagon is 5. Okay, so those are some different examples. Now, you'll sometimes be asked to find the area of a polygon like a pentagon or an octagon. I'm going to show you how to do that today. To find the area of a regular polygon, you're going to slice it into congruent triangles, find the area of one triangle, and multiply it by the number of triangles in that shape. So first you slice it into triangles, find the area of just one, like the unit rate almost, and then multiply it by the number of triangles in the shape. We want to find the area of this pentagon. It's a 5-sided shape. Okay? So they've drawn for us a triangle within this pentagon. See, notice the pentagon is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sides. Well, what I want to do is I want to slice this from the center, or the vertex. Sorry, for the vertex? Can't remember now. I want to slice it into 5 equal pieces. So you'll notice now, if I was a perfect artist, we would have 1 triangle, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, if I was a computer, this would be all perfect. It's not, but in theory, it should be the same size for each triangle. So if we find the area of this triangle, and then take that area and multiply it by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it will give us the area of this whole shape. So as long as you know the formula for a triangle, which is A equals, in the way, base times height divided by 2. Then I can solve to figure out this pentagon. So I'm going to first find my base. My base is 20 centimeters. My height is 14 centimeters. So I'm going to do 20 times 14, and then I'm going to divide all that by 2. Let's go over here. Let's do 20 times 14 over here. 4 times 0 is 0. 4 times 2 is 8. And then that's... Okay. So I got, 280. But I'm not done because I still have to divide it by 2. And I know that 28 divided by 2 is 14. And then I just put a 0 on the end. So it's 140 centimeters. But I'm still not done because that is only the area for this space right here. Okay, that's only that space. And I want to know the whole shape. So I need to now multiply that by how many triangles I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Multiply it by 5. 5 times 0, 0, 20, and 7. So it's 700 centimeters squared, because this is an area. Okay, so just to review, I found the area of one of my triangles, and that was 140 centimeters, and I multiplied it by how many triangles were in my pentagon, which gave me my total area of the whole shape. Ready? Actually, I have another example. Okay, so here we're going to find the area of this polygon, which is an octagon. Oct means 8, so this is an 8-sided shape. If you didn't know, you could count the sides, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and that means you're going to have 8 triangles. When we split it, now again, remember, my pictures aren't perfect. Your homework, their pictures are perfect because they're made by a computer. Mine aren't, sorry. But we split it into 8 triangles. If I find the area of just one triangle and multiply it by 8, it'll give me the area of the whole shape. So I have to know my formula. Area for a triangle is 1/2 times base times height. I'm going to take my base, which is 3.3 inches, multiply it by my height. Should give me something like 12 if I did it correctly, because 3 times 4 is 12. Let's see. Ah! No, I've done it all wrong. Hold on. See, I'm trying to multiply by 12. Okay, 3 times 4 is 12. 12, 13. 13.2. But I'm not done because I do need to divide that by 2 now. So if I take 13.2, I'm dividing by 2 because it's like multiplying by 1/2. 6 times... I got 6.6. Okay? Yeah, and that should be good. Now, if I got 6.6 here, I'm not finished because that, again, is only the area of this tiny triangle. I now need to take 6.6 and multiply it by 8. The reason I'm multiplying it by 8 is because there are 8 triangles with 6.6 as their area. So this triangle, I'm going to try to write really small here. 6.6, 6.6, 6.6, 6.6, 6.6, 6.6, 6.6, and 6.6. So I could add those all up, or I could multiply them, which is just repeated addition. 8 times 6 is 48. 8 times 6 is 48, 49, 50, 51, 52. Move my decimal. 52.8. Looks like we're using inches squared. That is the area of that whole polygon. Okay, I wonder if I can make this polygon a little bit... Okay, so you'll notice I put 6.6 in because each of those triangles was 6.6 because we found this one triangle was 6.6. And then we just multiplied by 8, or you could have added it up to find the area of the whole polygon, which was 52.8 inches squared. Now I'll kind of zoom it out if you need to pause and write down that work. Please feel free to ask questions to me or to the aide because it's important that you're able to do this. I do have a try now. Find the area of this polygon. This polygon has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sides, meaning this is a hexagon. Okay, so I want you to draw this in your notebook, split it into your congruent triangles, find the area of the one of this triangle, multiply it by this many. Okay, pause and try it. Alright, hopefully you remembered your formula. Area for a triangle equals base times height divided by 2. Let's take our base, which is 8, times by our height, which is 7. 7. Come on, Mrs. Twisdale. Divided by 2, that will give us our area. 8 times 7 is 56. 56 divided by 2. Oh, I don't know that off the top of my head. Probably should. Let's try it over here. 28, look at that. Okay, so our area is 28 millimeters per triangle. In one triangle. Okay, so if I have one triangle is 28 millimeters, that means this one's 28, this one's 28, this one's 28, this one's 28, and that one's 28. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm going to take 28 millimeters and times it by 6. Shh, Abigail, you're okay. And I got 168 millimeters squared. Okay, hopefully that's how you did it. If you have any questions or if you need me to clarify, go ahead and pause the video and I will come talk to you. If not, I have another two. Find the area of this regular hexagon. So again, I was nice and I gave you another 6-sided figure. Now this one does have 3 meters as your height and 3 2/5 as your base. Make sure you change this to an improper fraction. Ready? Go ahead. Okay, so to get started here, I'm going to see if I can shrink this guy down a little bit, move him over. Okay, and I can work a little bit more space. I'm going to take 1/2. Now that's from my formula, 1/2 times base times height. That's where I got my 1/2. I'm going to take my base, which is 3 2/5. I'm going to quickly change this to 3 times 5 is 15. Add the 2 is 17/5. Change it to an improper fraction. And then I'm going to times it by my height, which is 3. Now watch what I do here. I'm just going to change my 3 to an improper fraction so I can just multiply everything straight across. So now I'm going to multiply these numbers. I'm going to multiply these numbers. 1 times 17 is 17. 17 times 3, oops, 3, 4, 5 is 51. Over 2 times 5 is 10. 10 times 1 is 10. So 10 is our denominator. Now I don't want to leave that as my, what am I trying to say? As my answer because it's improper, but remember I still have to multiply by 6. So I can decide, I think I'm going to do that now before I go ahead and change that to improper. I want to do 51/10 times by 6 over 1. The reason I have this 6 here is because of my triangles. I should have 6 triangles. Okay, so 51 times 6. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to do some cross canceling. Look at this. I'm going to take a 2 out, make my number a little bit smaller. Okay, now I'm going to do 51 times 3, which is way easier. 153. 5 times 1 is just 5. Now, this should represent my area of the whole shape, but I just need to divide 5 into 153 to make this a mixed number. And 0, bring down the 3, 30. So I have 30 and 3/5. So my answer would be 30 and 3/5 meters squared. Okay. Ask me if you have any questions on this. I know those fractions are tricky, but you have to get good practice with it. You could have done 51 times 6 and divided by 10. It should have given you the same answer. Let's go problem here. This one's hard, guys, but I want you to try it. A dinner plate is the shape of a regular decagon. Now, this problem is on your homework, so make sure you copy this onto your homework. A decagon is a 10-sided shape. The area of the plate is 161 inches, and each of the sides is 4.6 inches. What is the area of each triangle, and what is the height of each triangle? So it's asking you 2 questions. You're definitely going to have to draw this one out. We've got 161 inches, 4.6 inches on the sides. You're looking for the area of each triangle and the height of each triangle. Okay? And then a key word here is your decagon. Sorry, doing a little bit of cubes there. Alright, go ahead and try it, and then I'll correct it with you. Again, make sure you put this one on your homework because it'll help you out. Okay. If I have a decagon, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We'll say that's perfect decagon. It's definitely not. Okay? And the area of this whole shape equals 161 inches. They told us the area of the whole shape. Now, I know that a decagon has 10 sides, and each of these sides is 4.6 inches. So if I cut this into 10 triangles, woo, imagine I cut this into 10 triangles. Now your pictures probably look as sloppy as mine because we're not computers. The sides are all 4.6 inches all the way around. So we just need to know how tall our triangles are and what is the area of each. So this is what I did in my head. We said if my area was 161 inches and there's 10 triangles, I'm going to take that 161 and divide it by 10. 161 divided by 10 should give me 16.1. Okay, now actually I just know that because I just moved over the decimal. So each of my triangles is 16.1 inches squared. So now, to find my base and height, my area of one triangle, 16.1, equals 1/2 times 4.6 times height, which I don't know. Okay, I'm going to quickly change this 1/2 to a 0.5 since I'm working with decimals already. 0.5. So I'm going to do 0.5 times 0.46 or 4.6. Got 23. Sorry, I got 2.3. If I move my decimal over. Mr. Twisdale's getting some cereal, if you can hear him in the background there. Abigail looks really interested. And then I have 2.3h, and this is equal to 16.1. Now, if I divide both of these by 2.3, this is back to that algebra stuff. We want our coefficient pulled away. So I need to do 2.3 into 16.1. I'm running out of space here. Move my decimal over. 23 goes into 161. I don't know. I'm going to try 8 times because 2 goes into 16 8 times. 8. This problem I didn't do beforehand, so I'm just solving it with you right now. 8 times 1 plus 4 is 12. 128.8. That'll work. Let's try that. Maybe. Does that work? Hold on 1 second. Okay, sorry. I had to pause it because I got lost in my work, and I see what I did here. You'll notice I was doing 8 times 2.3, but if you look at my work, I was doing 16.1 times 8. So I did the wrong work over here. I'm going to pull this right here to another slide. 16.1 divided by 2.3. Move my decimal. Okay, let's try this again. I was going to try 8 and do 2.3 times 8. I guess that's what I get for trying to do math videos at 10:30 at night. 3 times 8 is 4. 16, 17, 18. I got 18.4, which is too big, unfortunately. So let's try 7. 2.3 times 7. Actually, sorry, there's no decimal here. This is just a 23 now. 1, 14, 15, 16. Okay, perfect. Look at that. 161. So it is 7 goes times 23 is 161 even. We don't have to regroup anything or bring anything down. So the height of each of our triangles is 7, I think it was meters. I can't go back to the next slide. For each triangle is our height. And then the area for each of those triangles, if you remember, was 16.1 meters squared. It's the area for each triangle. Okay. And remember to put that in your homework because I just solved it with you, okay? Alright, boys and girls, that's all for today's video. I hope it was instructive and that you are feeling successful. If you have any questions, please ask me. Thanks so much. Have a good day.